This is actually the last flower on this path, and I wanted to walk around, and my eye just got it. And that's the whole point. Your eye just has to see them, and if you haven't seen them before, most of the time you miss them. I remember the first time I was searching here for 3 days, hadn't seen one, and then I came across someone that found one, and I was like, oh, are they this big? So this is the new OM System 90mm macro, and I've got it for a few weeks to test out. And today I'm in a nature reserve, especially looking for subjects to photograph with this. So it took some time, but I think I've been searching here for more than half an hour, and every year when I finally found one, and I actually thought that it was a little bit too early, that they weren't here yet, but when I do find one, I'm surprised by the size of those things. Because if you look right over here, on top of this flower, there's an orange tip butterfly, and these things are the size of the top of your pinky, and it's just an amazing thing to find, and the perfect subject to try this 90mm macro. So let me try to show you here how tiny these butterflies are, because it's really difficult to put it in a perspective, but this is the butterfly. So what's funny with these butterflies, they tend to sit on these little flowers in the early morning until they had enough sunlight to warm up, and then they fly away. But usually in these cold April days, they stick around here for about an hour, maybe 2 hours. So it's the perfect subject to make a nice photo of, and they are so well camouflaged that they are almost impossible to see. And it might be that I just walked by maybe a dozen over there, and I just didn't see it. And this is actually the last flower on this path, and I wanted to walk around, and my eye just got it. And that's the whole point. Your eye just has to see them, and if you haven't seen them before, most of the time you miss them. I remember the first time I was searching here for 3 days, hadn't seen one, and then I came across someone that found one, and I was like, oh, are they this big? I searched the whole wrong way. So right now I know what I'm searching for, and still every year I am amazed. And this one, I think this is a male, because the males, they have this orange tip on their the edge of their of their wings, and the females don't have that. They are a little bit more green on the tip of their wings. But it's just such a nice subject, and such a subtle, beautifully camouflaged butterfly. So there are people who would say that this is a one subject location, but I don't agree. Maybe today conditions aren't perfect, but I've been standing there in the past on that lane with those where I found that first butterfly, and I've shot some beautiful scenes of the trees around in some foggy conditions, beautiful sunrises. I found some beautiful abstract shots around here. So I'm not only searching for those butterflies, I'm also keeping my eye out for other interesting things. So the biggest problem with finding these butterflies is that every little pink flower is potentially one of these butterflies. So you really have to scout on both sides of this path here. And so I'm constantly moving over from one side to another to look at every flower. And they are so easy to miss. So I remember from other years that I've been past the same stretch of flowers for 3 or 4 times when I found one. So I was a bit lucky with that first one there. But also I know this area is quite famous because people get fines for getting off the footpath here. So there are potentially lots more flowers in these wetlands here. First of all, it's a bit soaky there, so I can't walk there. But there are thousands of flowers that I just can't reach without any wellies on or without risking a penalty. So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just gonna try to search one that's next to the path. And usually when you search well, you always find one, at least one, but I've already found that one, so hopefully I can find another one. But we'll see, we will see. So I was still walking along this path over here, scouting all these flowers. They grow on the left and the right side here. And I'm just still looking for those butterflies, but I was walking past this open area here on the side. You can see there's a bit of a view, and there's one tree in the back there that caught my attention. And I actually shot this tree here in the front, this one, a couple of years ago. Really nice image on a really foggy day. I'll show the image after I show you the one that I'm shooting right now. But a really moody image. But right now I'm just looking at that tree. There are no leaves on it, but I think there's really nice composition. So let me show you what I'm trying to photograph here. So I'm taking it in a portrait orientated shot. You can see there's a little bit of those reeds here in the front. Then there's a little bit of grass, a little bit of reed, and this tree with a little bit of a blurry background. And that background is just because of, you can see it in front, there's just a little bit of haze on the horizon. So that's actually the reason why this dark black tree is standing out in front of this hazy background. And it's definitely not the best shot in the world, but it's absolutely worth shooting. And like I said, it's not a real one subject location. There are more shots possible here, especially on those moody mornings. We don't have that really good light. There's a little bit of a cloud rolling over at the moment. But absolutely worth taking this shot. So I'm taking the aperture pretty low, f6.3. ISO is on 1000, but I'm gonna try to reduce it and see at home what is the best result. And that gives me a shutter speed at the moment of 100 of a second. So 5-second timer, and let's hope this is gonna work. So I wanted to walk away from this shot, but then I thought I'm also going to take a landscape orientated one, and let me try to explain why I'm doing this. So I'll show you the back again. You see, if I zoom out a little bit and put it in a portrait spot, you can see that those trees are disappearing in the background here before the sky turns gray here. I actually quite like that. So once again, I'm going to shoot it. This time I'm shooting it at f8. Trying to get a little bit of those reeds in the foreground in focus. 5-second timer again. That's it. So let me know which one you prefer, the portrait one or the horizontal one. So I'm quite curious. So sometimes the most amazing things happen when you're out here. I just saw this beautiful farmhouse over there with all those leaves covered to the side of it. And right in front here in the farm grounds, it's not farmhouse, this is still nature. There's sort of a line, a path running exactly towards that farmhouse. And I was thinking this is probably caused by wildlife walking over it. So I wanted to take a shot with this path leading towards that beautiful house in the background, and nothing special. And then all of a sudden this large rabbit just run exactly over this path, and it stopped right in front of me here. I think it didn't see me in front at first. Then it sat down there, so I've got my shot with this farmhouse and this road in front of it with this rabbit sitting in front of it. So yeah, how lucky can you get? And I think there was even some beautiful light on that rabbit. So I didn't have a large enough telephoto to get only the rabbit. Would have been a nice shot also. But the moment I started moving, the rabbit just ran off in the other direction. But yeah, absolutely worth it. So really happy with this shot. So I found another one of these butterflies, and this one is sitting a little bit easier, so not in the edge of the reeds, but a little bit more in the open. So let me try to show you. It's right over here. And it's another male, so also with that orange tip on the back. And yeah, you can't see it quite clearly from here, but when it opens its wings, yeah, those wings are orange. Yeah, a lot of orange, and the females don't have that. But yeah, this one is just much easier to approach and to turn around with. So making a composition should be a little bit easier. So you can see that it sits on top of this flower again. Sometimes they hang on the side of it, but most of the times they sit on top of it. And what I'm just trying to do is make a frame with this little flower in the bottom. So the nice thing about this particular butterfly is that I can walk around it, and because of that I can shoot it with different backgrounds. So I can shoot straight up with a bit of the sky in the background, or I can shoot with these weeds in the background, creating a little bit of a soft brown color, or I can shoot it a little bit down towards the grass. The only thing that's not here, and that's quite a shame, is other purple flowers just close to it. And of course I can pick one and hold it in the background, but that's just not really my style. So I've got 3 completely different shots of the same butterfly here. So yeah, that's actually the funny thing of this. And the last one that I found was actually inside those reeds, so it was really different to access. But I think this will be a nice, rather nice image. So I think that's it for today. The wind is picking up and there's a bit of an overcast, but especially that wind picking up, all those little flowers are moving all the way through the wind, and it's not that easy to photograph anymore. So yeah, really happy with this day. I'm happy I came out here. Some beautiful shots of those butterflies, and yeah, a couple of landscape shots also. So yeah, really happy. In the beginning I thought, oh, I'm only going to find one of these flowers, but I'm actually pretty happy that I found a couple ones here at the end. And that last shot that you've seen, I actually took with this 90mm and the 1.4 teleconverter. I just wanted to see how large I could get this image and how sharp it is. It's also handheld. All shots you've seen today are handheld with this combination of my OM1 and this 90mm lens, and it's just a stunning piece of equipment. And yeah, and I'm not saying that because I'm an OM System ambassador, but yeah, it's just my own experience and yeah, my own opinion. If you're wondering why I got this lens as a landscape photographer to try out, it's actually very simple. In about a month from now there's a huge photo fair here in the Netherlands, and OM System asked me if I wanted to help them assist during that photo fair, and they were expecting a lot of questions and attention for this lens. And there's also a little setup where people can try it out, and yeah, it would be a lot easier if I can give them my honest opinion of my own practice out here. And yeah, I think I have one at this moment. And if you're wondering if I'm going to do a full review of this lens, I'm not quite sure yet. So it's not my field of work, and normally I shoot 90% landscapes and 10% is wildlife and birds, and maybe 1% of that is macro photography. So yeah, I'm not the most experienced guy to make a full review of this, but we will see. So for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next video. I have no idea where that's going to be right now, and yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just taking everything I can and enjoying every minute I spend out here in nature. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, don't forget there's a subscribe button underneath this video, and if you push the little notification bell that's next to it and select all, you will get a message when I release my next video. So don't forget, push the thumbs up button, and please leave a comment. I always like to engage with people watching these videos. So thanks for watching, hope to see you next week, and for now, bye bye.